Hello and welcome, you lovely people, to another episode of Lazy Wealth Creation. And today we are going to be talking about loyalty programs. I don't mean the type of loyalty that gets you stabbed in the back et tu brute, but actually the stuff that you get from Tesco's and places like that. So, as always, you know the drill, guys. The format is very simple. We talk about the ways to save money, and then we talk about ways to turn that on its head. Loyalty programs. Tesco's have got their Clubcard. Sainsbury's have got Nectar. British Airways have got Avios, so on and so forth. Lidl have even got a loyalty program now. If any of you Lidl bargain shoppers are out there, you want to get yourself some vouchers or money off, they are always updating those things on a weekly basis. And some of them actually are really good value. You can save something like 20 quid on a family shop just by, getting a particular product that they sort of nudge you into buying because they know your spending habits, of course. For some reason, though, they always seem to tell me that I can get money off donuts. I'm not quite sure where that came from, but my missus doesn't know. Sorry, babe. Loyalty programs. I personally do subscribe to, Tesco's Clubcard. I have a credit card with them as well. And Nectar. Now, there's a couple of interesting things you can do with Nectar because, of course, they do encourage you to spend in other places, which I'm going to talk to you about in how you can turn that to your advantage and increase your lifestyle opportunities in just a minute. But the Nectar card itself, I use that because, like Tesco's, they have petrol stations. And one of the things I really like about Nectar is every now and then they spit out a coupon which says, if you come next time to the garage, we'll give you double Nectar points. I was like, right, yeah, okay, that's awesome. And the other thing, you already know from all the episodes you've already been hearing or watching that I love eBay. And guess what? You can still get Nectar points on eBay. Now, by the time you're hearing this podcast, I know that there's going to be some changes with eBay and you have to do them slightly different way and you've got to log in using Sainsbury's own app in future to get your Nectar points that way. But eBay is a great way to get Nectar points if you're a business owner and you're buying stuff from there all the time. It's actually cheaper than buying stuff from Amazon in most cases, but also you get your Nectar points. So what's not to love there, right? And if you're really smart, you'll go into Amex, which is another thing I'm going to talk about behind our channels if you want to subscribe to them. So that's a little bit about how to save money using your loyalty schemes or loyalty cards. And I do encourage everybody to use them. They're free, they're quick. Yes, you give away your spending habits and your marketing data. But in the grand scheme of things, does the government really care if you buy 4 cans of beans instead of 4 cans of processed marifat peas? I don't know. Maybe they do. But for you, it's an opportunity to save a significant amount of money over the term of your annual shop. Now, though, this isn't quite a money-making enterprise, but what this will do is this will elevate you in a way that you cannot believe into networks that you didn't think were accessible. So just your average person on the street, if I said to you, when was the last time you flew business class to Dubai? And the vast majority of people say, I've never, ever flown business class anywhere. Okay, that's fine. But what if I told you, you can actually fly business class for less than 400 quid? And that's a return trip. People go, no, you can't. That's not true. What a load of bollocks. It absolutely is true. And one of the ways that you can do that is by moving your points over to a different scheme. So, for example, with Nectar, I always keep coming back to Nectar because that's my preferred loyalty program. Of course, there are others. But with Nectar, they have a partnership with British Airways. And British Airways runs the Avios scheme. Avios is free. You don't need to have been flying with British Airways. Anybody can join it completely free of charge. I might put a link in there below for you to find out where Avios is. Completely free. You link up your Nectar card to your Avios account and you can transfer your Nectar points into Avios. Now, bear in mind, if you're driving a car and you're filling up your fuel every couple of weeks or every month or however often you fill up, And then you get your double up coupons. And then if you shop in store, they say, oh, if you buy this product, we'll give you an extra 100 Nectar points. Very quickly, you can end up with several thousand Nectar points. Okay. And that's just doing your normal shop every week or every month. You then transfer that Nectar points over to your Avios, and voila, you've now got access to flights with either British Airways or Qatar, which is the absolute gold standard of business class, by the way, guys and girls. Going into the Q Lounge is a wonderful experience. I highly recommend it. So I'm just going to very quickly look at my phone and I'm going to show you. I took a screenshot of it earlier, so give me one sec, guys. I've got 25,200 Nectar points, which I've accrued over the last 8 months, I think. And that buys me 15,750 British Airways Avios points. I don't know if you'll be able to see that on the close-up, but there it is. That's actually a screenshot. That's not my live account, but I did take it just 20 minutes before recording. And 15,000 points, you go, wow, that's great. I'll be able to fly business class now. Sadly not. It is going to take you, if it was you going solo on your own, it's going to cost you about 90,000 business class points or Avios points to do that. And that is return, by the way. You can do it for slightly more if you want to take your partner or whatever, of course. It ranges, depending on what time of year you go, from 90,000 up to 180,000. I usually travel all through the year, so it doesn't really matter to me. But I travel business class for far less than what people actually think. So you can look at my Facebook, my Instagram, my TikTok and go, God, Carl's doing really well. He's flying business class everywhere. And you're right, I'm not doing too shabby. But I'm flying at the absolute bottom price because I'm using my points more than I'm using my money. So, for example, I'm just about ready to return back to Dubai. The cost of that trip for me and my wife was £800 all in. And that includes getting picked up by chauffeur, taken to the airport, using the lounge, picked up by chauffeur, taken to the hotel. After we come back, pick up by chauffeur, back to the airport, back to the lounge, and then chauffeur driven back home. And all of the lovely benefits that working your way into that network of the business class lounge is. So why is this money making? Well, you know when you're in Manchester Airport or Heathrow Airport or, God forbid, Liverpool Airport, and you're sitting in those horrible plastic cheap seats and the kids are screaming, meh, meh, and that's just the men. And then you've got the little children as well doing similar sort of stuff, and it stinks, and everybody's trying to get their £85 boots sandwich because nobody packed a lunch or it got thrown out of security for security reasons. Well, I'm not saying that you can't meet different people who can elevate you in your business world or in your plans to gain wealth in those arenas, because you certainly can. But I'm more than willing to bet at least a tenner, which is a lot when you come from Liverpool. But I'm willing to bet at least a tenner that if you're in the business lounge and you're with a group of people who are either smart like me and get it for very, very little, who are savvy, or you're with people who've actually paid the full price, or you're with people whose company has paid the full price, that allows you to start mingling with people who can start answering some of those questions that you might have, like, how did you learn how to do that? What sort of work do you do? How do you make your money? And I'm not saying you just walk up to someone and say, excuse me, you're in the business lounge, how do you make money? I'm not saying that. But what you do is you just strike up a conversation. All right, mate, you okay? You know, what are you doing today? What flight are you on? It looks lovely in here, doesn't it? Oh, the drinks are lovely in here. Just make small talk with these people. If you will remember, I talked about getting higher premium gym memberships in one of our back episodes. Same sort of deal. It's starting to network with people who can help you. And I'm not saying that you're not going to find people downstairs in the cheap seats who can help you, because I'm sure you can. But they're probably going to be concentrating on getting the kids under control or trying to get some sleep in the horrible, uncomfortable chairs or some stuff like that. In the business lounge, everything is much more relaxed. Everybody is more chill. Everybody is more willing to have a smile on their face, and they're all just ready to enjoy the experience. And you can do that too. And you can do it for less, far less than what you think. 800 quid for 2 people, which is the most recent price I paid. That's not really a lot of money for flights to Dubai, guys. Use your loyalty scheme programs, but then that can save you money on food. But if you can, save those loyalty points, transfer them onto travel points, and then start living that life that you really didn't think was possible because you thought it was, $6,000 one-way flight, when actually it's far less. Hope that's been useful for you guys. If you want to know more, as always, give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow. We're going to put more stuff in the content for you. We're going to send you links to how to get Avios for free and sign up to Clubcard and all that sort of stuff. So thanks very much for watching or listening, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.